Members just like you share with us all the time that email marketing is a really important subject that you're wanting more and more information on. And right now might be the perfect time to jump into creating an email marketing strategy. So we wanted to bring you some beginning steps. So here's Email Marketing 101. The first step for email marketing is, of course, you have to create your email database. When you're building your database from the very beginning, always keep in mind that this database is extremely valuable. It is not recommended that you use a shared, rented, or purchased list. You want to think about your list in terms of quality, not quantity. The quality of those contacts is what increases the value of your list. So at the Chamber, we use Constant Contact, and it is personally my preferred method as far as platforms go, but there are a lot of platforms out there. MailChimp is another really good emailing platform. You need to use a platform like Constant Contact, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign is another one. If you have a point of sale system, often they have an email platform built right in, but you'll want to use a specialized email platform. Using your Gmail, your Yahoo, your Outlook, that does not work for mass emailing. So to start building your email database, start with your existing customers. Do you have any lists right now that can be utilized? When you pick up business cards or you meet someone new, add them to your list. Your first message that you send to these contacts is going to be an opt-in message. If they haven't already opted in, legally, you cannot just start sending them mass emails. You have to give them that option to opt in. Creating opt-ins, very easy. You can ask someone, hey, can I add you to my email list? Do you want to get updates? And we'll talk about some other ways to build your list that will help you also with the opt-ins. If you're building a list from scratch, something like Constant Contact or MailChimp, they're both going to have sign-up tools. So when you create your account, that's the first thing you're going to want to look at are sign-up tools. You can add to your website, social media, inside your store at your front counter, you can add places where folks can sign up to be part of your email list. It's a great idea when someone is making a purchase, ask them if you can add them to your email list. Offer an incentive. Create a birthday club where on someone's birthday, they're going to get a discount or a free product. Offer something exclusive for people who are part of your email list. If you're using Constant Contact, here's just a little tip. First, you're going to want to create your lists. So that's the name, whether it's existing customers, website contacts, however you want to categorize the contacts as you add them. First, you're going to create the list, then you'll create your sign-up tools. In Constant Contact, here is how you can create your sign-up forms. You'll log in, you'll click Sign Up Forms at the top, and then create a sign-up form. You have a pop-up option, which is great to add to your website. You can grab visitors right away. We use this on visittablerocklake.com, and it really has improved our email list. It's added quite a few contacts, and they're high-quality contacts because they've already gone to your website. They already like you. These are people you want to remarket to. Inline, this is also something you're going to add to your website. This is something that's embedded to a web page. So you're going to need somebody who can add this to your website if you don't make the updates on your website yourself. Really great tool is the lead generation landing page. So if you have a website that you're not able yourself to make updates to, this is a great option. It creates a landing page that is on Constant Contact, but it's yours. No one else is going to see this page unless you share it with them. But that's a great place where you can put a link and somebody can sign up. Constant Contact also has some nice integration with social media. So you can add a lead generation tool to your Facebook. Now, this does require you to spend some dollars to promote it. So the reason why a quality database matters and why you want to use a tool like Constant Contact or MailChimp is to help you with your spam and your bounces. Again, do not send more than one email to someone who has not opted in. Your account can be checked for how you acquired your addresses. So I know in Constant Contact, if you went and added 5,000 email addresses, just all of a sudden one day, you're probably going to get your account paused, and Constant Contact is going to call you and they're going to ask you some questions. And if you have acquired those emails in a legitimate manner, meaning through customers that you've said, can I add you to my list? You're going to be fine. But if you're using a shared list or a list that you purchased, Constant Contact may remove those contacts. Too many spam reports and your IP address or email address can be blacklisted. If you're blacklisted, that means no communication from that IP address is going to be delivered. Whether it's a mass email or a single email, it's not going to be delivered. So it's a big deal to keep your emails the lowest spam and bounce rates possible to make sure that you're adding legitimate contacts. It's really important. And there's actually a law in place that requires these tools. That's why something like Constant Contact is important, because they do keep you legal. In Constant Contact, you can check your email bounce backs. Sometimes, if you entered an email when somebody was maybe making a purchase, it's really easy to make a mistake, and you can often pick those out. You can fix them, or if you can't tell what the problem is, maybe it's just a bad address, you can delete them. So you're not continually sending to the same bad address and it bounces back every time. Step number 2, let's create an email campaign. So in Constant Contact, they have a lot of really fantastic templates that you can choose from. You can either do a template and just kind of copy the same one every time and just update some of the information. Or if you want something that's seasonal, wonderful options in Constant Contact. You just log in, you select campaigns, create, email, select your template. Super easy. Step number 3 is sending your email. So you've created this great email full of good information. What is the next step? Well, you got to send it, of course. Scheduling your email. Think about the email's purpose. Is this business or personal? That's going to impact when you're going to send it. If this is a business email, you're probably going to send it sometime Monday through Friday between 8 and 5. If it's a personal email, you might want to consider the lunch hour. You might want to consider evenings or weekends. You're going to want to test what works best for your customer. Kind of the old rule of, you only send business emails during the day and you only send personal emails in the evening. That isn't quite as important anymore because most of us carry our emails with us in our pocket on our mobile device. So we're kind of attached to our emails all the time. But send emails at a couple different times and you can see what has the better open rate. You can also review industry best practices. On Constant Contact, they list out kind of industry best practices. It's easy to find. You can kind of see what they're saying and when they think delivery has the highest open rates. You've created a great email. You have clicked send. What is the next step? What now? Well, I highly recommend that you consider taking your emails to the next level. And you do this by giving your contacts the info they want. What do I mean? Try contact segmentation. This is something we have started with our chamber emails and our visitor emails. and we are seeing wonderful results with it. I highly recommend it. It's not super complicated, but I will cover this in future videos because you really should be very comfortable with sending kind of the basic emails before you look at segmenting your lists. So start building your lists, get those uploaded, send your first email. Then let's talk about segmenting your lists and sending emails that way. Contact segmentation is dividing your contacts into groups based on information like their location, interests, or preferences on products or services. These more targeted lists can be created based on anything that makes sense for your business. So for instance, for Table Rock Lake visitors, we might have a fishing segment, a family segment, couples, water activities, attractions, restaurants. I mean, you can make anything you want into a segment. Again, we will talk about that in depth a little bit more. If you're interested in that topic right now, you can go to Constant Contact and just search in their help bar, contact segmentation. They've got some great tutorials that you can follow and really catch on pretty quick. So once you've sent your emails, whether you're doing a basic email or you're doing segments, you need to know if it's working. And by using a tool like Constant Contact or MailChimp, you get some really great data. That is one of the number one reasons, in addition to just making sure that your emails are deliverable, that's one of the top reasons to use an email platform. So in Constant Contact, if you go to Dashboard, then Reporting, you will be able to see reports for individual emails. So you can see things like your open rate, your bounce rate, your spam reports. Use these tools to help you know if your emails are successful, if you have too much information, if you're putting something in your emails that's not of interest to the customer. Those are all really important parts of sending an email. Something else you can do in Constant Contact, it's called A/B testing. And that has to do with your subject line. So your subject line is kind of your first impression of your email. So if someone's going to open their email, if it's going to catch their eye, it's going to be the subject line. A couple quick tips: do not include exclamation points in your subject line. That is often a clue that it might be spam, but do include numbers whenever possible, emojis like the little smiley faces. Those are all kinds of things that will catch someone's eye when it's in their list of emails. But when you do an A/B test, you're able to test two different subject lines and see which one got the better open rate. And that's a good way to know how to improve your emails in the future. Back to your email analytics, you can also see your unsubscribe list. The higher your unsubscribes, that's a good clue that you're not giving your customer what they want in your emails, that you're sending them too frequently. There's no real, excuse me, there's no real rule to how frequently you send an email. If you really love that product, it's okay if they send you an email every day. If you don't really like the information, then it's annoying. Then you're going to unsubscribe. So it really depends what you have to offer, what's in your emails, as to how often you should send them. Don't send an email just to send it. Make sure you have something of quality, something interesting, something useful to offer your customer. Looking at your data, you can look at who read your email. You can see when they opened your email. You can see campaign overviews. All of this is information that you can use to help you send better emails, to help you know when to send them so your open rates are better. What did your subscribers find interesting? If you look at the clicked tab in your analytics, you can see if you put links or buttons in your email, you can see what they clicked on and you can see if they found it interesting or not. When's the best time to send your email? You can look at when your email subscribers opened your email. You can see that they opened it at Tuesday at 4 o'clock or Wednesday at 8 a.m. You can see, even if you sent it at a different time. So use that information, maybe grab an average of when someone opens and reads your email, and then you can send your emails at that time. On what device are people reading your email? For most businesses, most emails are going to be read on mobile devices. But if you're sending more business-to-business emails, they may be read on desktops. Our chamber newsletter that we send on Monday mornings, we still have the majority of the readers on a desktop, not on a mobile device. Now, if it's a visitor-related email, most of those are going to be read on a mobile device. And how you design your email matters according to what device they're going to be on. In Constant Contact, you can preview what it looks like on a mobile device. You can preview what it looks like on a desktop device. I recommend you look at both previews, and sometimes you need to move things around so that it works for both a mobile device and a desktop. Use your data and then ask yourself, how can I do better next time? A couple tips right here. You'll also be able to access this presentation, so if you want to read through some of these tips, you can certainly do that. But really use the data behind your email sending to improve each email each time you send it. And the last step is really to make changes and try it again. Every time you send an email, I highly recommend that you're looking at ways to improve it. You're looking at ways to continually give your customer what they're looking for. If you are sending emails with that mindset of how can it be better every time, your open rates will continue to increase. Again, anytime you have questions, if you want to talk through some ideas, maybe dive a little bit deeper into email marketing, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to talk through email marketing anytime. Feel free to contact me at the chamber, and we can set a one-on-one appointment and we can talk about it a little bit further.